Dex? Okay. Good morning, Woodstock. I want to welcome our online viewers of the world to Woodstock, where life rocks. Now, can you roll with that? You are viewing the American ReEvolution, and I'm your host, Dyna DeRien. This program is a forum to reiterate and reinforce while hopefully reinstating the original ideals that are the basis and the cornerstone of the American society as left in place as the Constitution of our nation by the Founding Fathers, the original American patriots. I see it this way. Revolutions is what makes the world go around. It revolves, right? Therefore, we should be ready to take up our rights and our convictions and beliefs and lend a hand, because revolution is what has to happen when it all has to come down. The Declaration of Independence is the document that we base our daily liberties and freedom of the citizens' rights to pursue these inalienable liberties upon. In this document, the forefathers of our nation outlined the rights and the responsibility of this nation's citizens. They outlined the path and the restrictions of government to inhibit these inalienable rights of the citizens, and the people's power to enact laws to protect those inalienable rights for all. The Declaration of Independence states that to secure these rights, governments are instituted amongst men. These governments derive and arrive at having any power at all from the consent of the governed. Yes, that's right. That's us, the U.S., United States citizens. That when any form of this government becomes destructive of these ends, well, no, it doesn't say next that it's okay to do that. It says it is the right and the responsibility of the people, and that's us again, peeps, to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government. Bring it on home, peeps. It's all you. This new government shall have its foundation based on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Well, that would be for the people again. I don't think the Founding Fathers meant to protect the happiness of the government. This country's people have exercised too much prudence, and we've deliberated the outcome of change long enough. Mark Twain, one of our country's most celebrated and talented minds, had the foresight to state, "In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce and brave man, hated and scorned. When his cause begins to succeed, however, the timid will jump up and they will join him, for then it costs them nothing to be a patriot." Acts of high treason to the people and the ideals represented in these documents that are the doctrine and the cornerstone of our rightful place in the world and our own history are being perpetrated daily. Can you say Patriot Act? Not to be confused with any actual acts of patriotism, as it is an act based upon treasonary actions by our current administration. Change is needed by our nation to secure the citizens' rights. And knowing that if we are going to accomplish any change in this nation, we have to do it as a united nation. The people must be together. We better rally our forces and get jamming about it, though, because the time for change was yesterday. Or yesteryear, as Tricky Dicky made it embarrassingly evident that today, no one man has the integrity to be trusted with as much power as that office can hold. Many of the successive presidents have reiterated that lesson, and still we haven't learned it or changed it. Are we doomed to keep repeating that history lesson? We could change. We could change it all. It wouldn't be very difficult. We just need to band together. I met with, I believe, some 7th or 8th grade level students in front of CVS yesterday. I wanted to say hello and thank their teacher, Kate, for instilling a quest for learning in them and imbuing in these students a passion and a desire to have their questions answered, and to reasonably try to understand why it is that they can't have new sneakers, why it is that mom and dad have to have the difficulties of meeting the costs of funding a foreign war, economic bailout of a financial institution that slapped the public in the face when they received their help, and then the failure of government to address the basic needs of the citizenry. In social study, it is understood that man's basic needs must be met before philanthropic efforts should ever be addressed. A roof over one's head, the family's daily bread, and the concerns for comfort from the harsh elements must be met before any government should expect its citizens to begin to address the needs of another nation's public. I'm not sure what this scene looks like to you from your window to the world, but I've seen some pretty perverse and obscene miscarriages of justice. Tyrannical rule is a phrase that comes to mind. Tyranny, as defined in the current dictionary understanding, is arbitrary or unrestrained exercise of power, despotic abuse of power. Did anybody restrain our current government from lying to us and taking our children to their demise in a foreign land, one that we don't even belong in? Did anybody restrain our government when they lied to us blatantly about weapons of mass destruction? Undue severity or harshness is another definition of tyranny. Oppressive or unjustly severe governing on the part of any ruler. I think that's a no-brainer. We're seeing a lot of that. Our last definition states that it is a tyrannical act or proceeding. Again, folks, can you say Patriot Act? People, complacency is the precursor of complicity. If we don't stop this, we are responsible for it. In the current election, change has been the theme that the candidates have been working for all it's worth. The people are asking for real change. Not the same old dressed up in a pink elephant attire. I'm here to tell you there is an elephant in the middle of the room, and it is being ignored. I vote we band together as a nation of citizens united. I call upon our brethren, our fellow Americans, to join together and realize the power of our people united and take accountability for the responsibility that was left in your hands by your forefathers. This year's election is a staged presentation. I say let's bring down the curtain on that puppet show. Realize our right to alter the course of our country's history for the better. Abolish a system that works for a few and feeds off the rest of us. Let's boot. Or better yet, let's reboot the system, which currently is on the course of destroying the rights too many patriots have lived and subsequently died for. Let's take in our hands our rights as patriotic League of Citizens. Long past time for the intentions of the greatest minds who ever deliberated a union to come to fruition. It is long overdue and time for Americans to get their pluck up and pluck the power from the hands of the people who would abuse it. Many have perished to protect our right to do this. It is time to abolish the current government and set in place a new system based upon the original principles of our founding fathers. Just for the principle of what is right, and right is well worth the fight. People, this next coming Saturday, November 1st, I've organized an all-access, all-candidate presidential debate. I've had the great pleasure of speaking with many of our candidates. I've spoken with Donald Allen, who would love to attend and is working as hard as he can at it. If he can't, I've offered the chance for candidates who cannot attend due to scheduling or security reasons to be able to attend via proxy, via webcam. We do web stream live. This is live TV. Not only is this live TV, it's public access media. We're not afraid of the deep pockets. They don't rule or control us. All the candidates can be heard here. All the issues that deserve to be addressed can be addressed here. Not the ridiculous issues such as whether or not Sarah Palin's dress looked good last night on TV. Not ridiculous issues like whether or not Obama and his Grammy had a nice visit. I do hope for her well recovery. However, I'm sorry. Our country is in a state right now where it's recovering from some of the worst times it has ever seen. I'm here to remind you, your president, President George W. Bush, has lied to you. Not once, but more than that. More than twice. More times than we could probably ever count. And in those lies, he's told you time and time again that he's your friend. He's not only your government, he cares about you. Well, honey, that man don't care about you. He don't care about this state. He don't care about the state of this nation even. Or he would not have taken our children to their demise in another nation. our children would still be by our side today. They'd be here for the holidays. I've also spoken with Jonathan Allen. What a delightful candidate. Jonathan is also doing as best as he can to arrive for this Saturday's debate. Gina Munson, unfortunately, will not be able to make it. He did state if somebody was willing to pay his way to New York from Washington, he would be happy to come. So if there are any philanthropists out there who've got enough money to get him out here and he's your candidate, let me know. I can put you in touch with him. We also spoke with Charles Baldwin's people. We've left messages for them as well. We have not had a response from them, but we are hoping he will be able to attend. I've spoken with Robert Barr's people, left messages for them, and I'm hoping to hear from them tomorrow. Funny though, I spoke with Ralph Nader's people today. I was extremely disappointed that the young man in charge of his publicity did not really have a lot of time to discuss this with me and wasn't even able to find out reasonably that Ralph Nader could attend via proxy or via webcam because he wanted to go have his dinner. And that seemed to be more important than getting his candidate's face out and facing the people and the issues that are at hand. And yet this man has run how many times for president? Somebody's now offering to put him on TV in a debate and he doesn't want to come? Oh, well, some people really aren't really prepared to go on with what they've started. Jeffrey Boss, he was a boss man, let me tell you. Excellent, spoke with him. He's also considering being able to attend via proxy, either one of his people in his place or via webcam. Roger Calero, unfortunately, is not going to be able to run as president because he was not born in this country. However, he is still on the candidate. Folks, did you know Santa Claus was running for president? Still on the ballot. Unbelievable. Santa Claus, you might get my vote. Santa Claus, if you can make it out here, we'd love to have you early for the holidays. Several other candidates I've spoke with. Of course, Obama's people have never gotten back to me. Oh, I'm sorry, that's right. They wanted me to fax them a request so they could deny it via fax. And then McCain's people, they also have ignored this because I'm sure they realize this media is not going to be overly friendly to them. Yes, and then there's so many other candidates. I really don't have to go into it. But I would like to state, if you are a candidate and you're seeing this on YouTube, I would like you to please contact me at thepatriotparty@aol.com. Just as printed out here, thepatriotparty@aol.com. I hope we all still know how to spell patriot. Or you may call me at 845-684-5292. That's 845-684-5292. Please, if you're a candidate and you're legally on the ballot, contact me immediately. Let's get you out there in front of the public. Let's get the public able to hear what you have to say. There aren't going to be any more forums like this for you folks. I understand that today is now pushing it, that November 1st is less than a week away. But to me, with the kind of passion I carry about things, I'd hitchhike to get here. Are you kidding me, people? I ran for governor of the state of Arizona in the year 2002. The media entirely ignored all write-in candidates out there. Oh yeah, governor, Arizona. Yeah, that's right, that's where McCain's from. Traitor to his own party.